My name is Sophia. I work in events and my heritage is Greek. I've always felt Australian and proud to be Australian. I'm also really proud of my Greek heritage. It's funny, I never experienced racism growing up or anything like that, but there was always that question, where are you from? And I know what they'd be asking, and I'd say, oh, I'm from Brisbane. And they'd say, no, but where's your family from? And so then I'd say, I'm Greek. But I don't really get that as an adult. So it's interesting. I think some perceptions have changed and there's not that question now. Multiculturalism for me means having many different cultures in the community, living primarily in harmony, which is wonderful, and people getting to know each other and creating new families from different backgrounds. It's a beautiful thing and we benefit from it. I mean, the most obvious thing is the food. Well, I'm Australian born. My grandparents came here in the 50s and they landed in Melbourne and took the train the next day up north because they were farmers, and they stayed in Queensland. And it's quite funny that I've made the journey back as an adult to Melbourne because I really love the cultural diversity. I love the events and festivals. I think because there's quite a large majority of Greek Australians, generally in my lifetime, it's been very accepted. I think what's a shame that history repeats itself is that the new migrants, the new communities and minority groups that come to this country are always experiencing racism, and I think it's really sad that we don't learn from this cycle to be more welcoming. I think a way that people feel accepted in society is the opportunity for social participation and connecting with local community, whether it's meeting new people from different walks of life or participating in a common outcome and learning from each other, new skills. And it's particularly important for people that come here with maybe not a very high level of English. They really need support and services to improve their English because, I even experienced communication of problems living in Mexico. Initially, I didn't speak Spanish very well. I couldn't crack my usual jokes that I would do in English, so I sort of had that experience of feeling like, oh, I can't communicate, I don't really feel integrated into this community. And then once I learnt, I was much more confident and I was much happier. So I think that can really be a divide. I would love Australia to be a global leader, a country that other countries look on and quite impressed with, what they're trying to do in the world. Funnily enough, I really think that we could learn a lot from New Zealand because, they're one of the first countries to have women voting and Indigenous people voting, same-sex marriage as well. They're still ahead of us and they respect their Maori tradition and, they learn some of the language and the haka. I just would like Australia to be more culturally sensitive.